Welcome, everybody, to Progress Mindset Podcast, a lifestyle podcast where we discuss everything from health, wealth, wellness, business, anything to help you grow and develop into the best version of yourself. I'm your host, Afia, and I'm with my co host, Franz, and let's get into it. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Progress Mindset Podcast. Hope everybody's feeling well. We could not let mental health awareness go by without giving you guys an episode of how you can take care of your mental health. This episode, we're really going to focus on the stereotypes surrounding mental health. So, mental health, everyone just thinks like maybe you look a certain way, you act a certain way, but the truth is mental health does not have a face. What does that mean? We're going to get into it. And that's also the title of our show today. Mental health does not have a face. So we really came up with this topic because in the news it's been, a series of tragic events of young people, older people, middle age, all committing suicide. And, some people, you look at them and you think they have the best life, but really and truly it's the people who don't show their emotions. Those are the ones that really suffer in silence. So it's really important to break that stereotype, not just what you see in others, but also of how we reflect on ourselves. Sometimes we think that we're just tired or we're drained, but really and truly, sometimes you need to do some reflection on yourself. Just because you may appear happy or you have a friend that appears happy, that saying always check on your strong friends. That's a really true statement. But apart from that, you really need to focus on your well-being as well. I was listening to a Jim Carrey interview, and he was talking about depression, and he basically said something along the lines of depression is taking a break from acting like you're okay. And I was just like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. There's people who they show up every day and they're happy, they want to be happy for others, they're pouring into others, and then they go home and they're alone and they're tired, and that's because they had a day of just acting like they're okay. And you really need to reflect on your life. How much are you pouring into yourself to make sure that you're filling up and showing up for you every day and not just pretending? So it's really good to do an evaluation on yourself to make sure that you're good mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and you're continuously checking for yourself as you were for others, because you don't want to get to a point where you feel burned out and now you're spiraling out of control. I know one sign of, onset depression is you wake up in the morning, you're ready for bed. You're ready for bed, you can't wait for the morning, or you feel like you don't want to go out, or you feel like sometimes, you're stressed and you're lashing out on others. Those may be small things, or sometimes we look at it and we think that those are just everyday norms, but eventually they could snowball if we aren't checking in and making sure that, why am I feeling this way? Am I feeling this way because I'm tired, or maybe there's a different issue? What do you think, Franz?
Well, I agree that the fact that you say that mental health doesn't have a face, because it definitely doesn't, and you hit the nail right in the head with a few of the the key points that you hit. You know what I mean? And I really think a lot of individuals, or so to speak, like that suffer from mental health, like or hiding behind a wall, so to say. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's wall. It's a thick wall that's like that's sometimes that's hard to break for many. And then because you have a lot of people that's just like you said, you have sometimes it's the strong individuals that you have to worry about. You know why? Because you have a lot of folks that's just not too good at expressing themselves. So even though something is going on with them, like you wouldn't know. Like every day you speak to them, they find this seems to be like the most, upbeat person. Like, everything looks good on the exterior, but then within it could be a lot going on. So to me, that's more dangerous than somebody that actually shows you that there's something is wrong with them. At least you can, you at least you have the opportunity to ask a question, or be like, oh, this person is not usually like that.
Mhm.
Something's going on with them, or they up and down, they always going through it. This is just this person, they always going through this, they always going through that, so that give you an opportunity to ask them and try to be helpful, or try to lead them to some assistance. But when
Mhm.
you have someone that's like strong minded and that's just have that wall that's hard to break and that you're not aware of, I feel like it's more dangerous,
Mhm.
so you definitely never know on what a person is going through, but there's some that that show it. And an individual, like we said, a mental health doesn't have a face. To me, strongly says that that would stand for like an individual that just have a wall, like a hidden wall. And
Mhm.
that's kind of how I look at it, like a brick wall.
Yeah.
Because you can stare right through them and you don't know what's going on. You're like, oh, everything is fine with Afia, for
Mhm.
example. Everything is fine with her because she's always happy, she's always doing this, she's always doing that. Then she goes home, or the person goes home, then you never know what's going on, what they're going through, what situations they have to face, because it could be a lot of different reasons why someone is either stressed or going through mental health. So many different reasons why they might be going through that. It could be money issues, it could be family, it could be drugs, job, relationships, etc.
Yeah.
So it's like just you can't guess. You
Mhm.
cannot guess of the
Mental
issues.
health. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Did
it's
you hear about the pageant? Miss. She was a former Miss USA.
mhm,
Chesley Christ. She was a entertainment correspondent for Extra. Now I don't watch TV much, but I know like if I'm scrolling online, or they have some type of news show up and it's on Extra or ET, like I check it out if it's an interesting topic. And you know, she is the perfect example of mental health doesn't have a face. She
mhm,
was, she was beautiful, she was talented, she did her job perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, looked like it was a dream job. She was living a dream life. And to find out that she committed suicide was like, wow.
mhm.
You know what I mean? You look at these people, you think they're rich and famous and they have everything they want. And in her letter that she left to her mom, she just said she's tired of pretending that she's okay and she's sad all the time.
Right.
And that really, like, hit for me, because it's like, how many times do you know people in your life, whether it's current or not, that you heard them say, like, I'm just really sad, you know, and you just look at their life and you're like, what you talking about? Like, you got everything.
It's
And
not
it's
what
like,
it's not what it's about.
yeah, it really made me look at myself and look at maybe the people around me who I think, like, maybe I don't have to check up on as much. because I think that they appear to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe sometimes people just work hard, work long hours because they're really going through it, or they overcompensate by going on vacations or things like that because they're really continuously covering up the mask.
Right.
So it's important to really figure out the cause of the why, because again, I know sometimes even in my life, when sometimes I feel a way, I have to like evaluate, is this a normal feeling? Am I going through this emotions, or is this something that I'm brushing off and maybe I should be, you know, paying more attention to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, a lot of it is just stress, and like you saying with the Miss, you said Miss USA,
Former Miss USA, yeah.
former Miss USA is who knows what she's dealing with, and like majority of the time I feel like it's stress, because when someone is stressed, overly stressed, sometimes you can't see beyond whatever issue that you are currently going through or thinking about. Like what happened is stress will block your mind process. It'll block the positive anything that you, because sometimes you be like, oh, someone is going through something, you be like, damn man, just think and just try to like overcome it, just think beyond that, but it's not it's easier said than done, because
Mm-hmm.
when someone is really really stressed, like all the all the positivity, all the good way of thinking, all that stuff is out though. It's just in the air, it's out of the water. So it's just, don't even include that until like they can like settle down and come to their right way of thinking. Like, there's no way that someone can be going through it in the morning, you be like, oh, just snap out of it. It's no such thing. Like, they have to get help, and they have to have someone to talk to, just to explain. Because like you saying, if you are going through something and then you don't find a way to get assistant, you don't find a way to figure out the issue, and then you just keep pushing it to the side, just by using distractions, to get over it, over the issue temporary. That's not it's just a temporary fix, you know what I mean? So you have to find a way to to solve the problem, to see, to try to understand why you're going through it, to what you're going through, to basically talk to somebody, speak to a therapist,
Mm-hmm.
someone that is qualified. It could be a doctor, it could be a pastor, because most of the time, when you speak to someone that understand the issue, if they can't handle the situation, if they see whatever it is they're doing is not helping you enough, they will eventually try to get you the right person to speak to. You know what I mean? At least that's
Mm-hmm.
better. Try to get you to express yourself, like we take it back to someone that is like we were saying, someone that's strong minded, as compared to some as mental health doesn't have a face. That's basically someone that's like a strong person, someone that everyone depends on, uh that person that you always reflect to, be like, oh yeah, that's that person, he's strong, never
Mm-hmm.
have any issues, everything is perfect with them. That person right there, that we we are talking about, someone like that, um like you definitely have to get the proper assistance. You will have to speak to the right person to get the result that you need, because if you don't, it's just going to be a roller coaster, a seasonal thing of you going through it and then not dealing with the issue, like you said, by using distraction to try to get over it temporary, and then before you know it, you're going right back to the same problem, so which is not healthy either. It's not healthy until you try to. I'm not saying that just by talking to someone, you're gonna automatically come over all your figure out all your issues, and the stress will be completely gone. But at least it's the beginning stage of you figuring things out. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when you have someone to speak to, it's hopeful. It's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
things is bad right now, and it's rough, but at least I have this person to speak to. So I'm going through it right now, and I feel comfortable talking to this individual. Let me reach out. So then that can definitely save somebody's life too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. It's just, just important of being aware, especially now in these times. I know that we're dying to get out of this pandemic, but truth is we're not. we're still we're still changing, we're still adapting to this quote unquote life as we knew it and life that we have now. So we have to make sure that we're checking on each other more and more now. And that's something that I love, that people are becoming aware that mental health is mental health, not how it was when we were growing up, when your parents or whoever would say, oh, you're crazy, you're just bored.
Hmm.
You want something to be stressed about? I'll give you something to be stressed about. So go stress your way around this kitchen and pick up a broom.
Yeah.
I
That's.
know my mom used to say that.
Hmm.
You're like, you're stressed? Go pick up a broom. Go clean your room.
Right.
And you're just like, no, like I feel stress. I feel anxiety. And, just brushed off. But um, I'm glad to see that it's being recognized, even in myself,
Hmm.
because I can't say that I was a firm believer in in like a therapist and things like that. But like now, I'm definitely pro therapy for sure.
Because it wasn't the cool thing to do. That's why.
Yeah, it wasn't talked about at all.
No, and then what? Back then or whenever, whenever you hear someone had to go through therapy, what was the first thing that would come up in your head? As if
That's crazy.
exactly that's because that's what they used to promote.
Yeah.
So whatever you
Therapy of
promote is what people gonna believe. But like you said, now it becomes a thing where it is okay to go to therapy. It is okay if somebody's offering me therapy right now. You know what I mean? You you pay for it, even if I didn't need it. I'll still go. You know what I mean?
a lot of jobs are offering that
I'll
right
take it.
now.
Just to release your stress. Sometimes work get in the ways. Most of the time, you working, you so busy, you just caught up out there. You just have a lot on your mind. Hey, if you have someone to just let it out and just vent to, why not? You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
just you just vent out like us. We do it with each other. So I'm going
Hmm.
through something, or I'll reach out to you. I'll reach out to a friend or someone that I know that have your best interests at heart.
Hmm.
You just
Yeah.
talk to them and then just ask them a question. What do you think? From you think I'm crazy? You think I'm losing my mind by saying this? I'll be like, no.
Hmm.
You just need to find people. If you're not like going to therapy or whatever, and you don't really need it, um, you know, you still need like people in your life. You still need like positive individuals just to have conversation with. That helps you too. Because even if you don't have like baggage and you don't have a whole lot going on, you still need to vent to someone, or you know what I mean, or vent out to you can vent out to God. Just
Hmm.
let it out and just put it in the air. And just express, and that will definitely help you feel better. But when you keep everything within and not let it out and not speak to someone, and it's really not a healthy thing to do, because like you can go years and years with like an issue, dealing with an issue that you never really solved. Every time you think you
Hmm.
get that monkey.
Unresolved issue, unresolved trauma, and next thing you know, you're lashing out at everybody.
Yeah, and you don't know why, and it's not your fault. It's because that you never truly dealt with the issue. You just sweeping it under the rug. You think that you're okay because you are temporary. distracted. So you be like, oh, okay, everything is good. I was going through this. I was going through this person that I was dealing with. I'm over them now. You know what I mean? Everything is good because what happened is, even for example, if somebody's in a bad relationship, right? And then they suffer a few bumps and bruises here and there. They feel like just by going out, or by dealing with somebody else right away, can help cover the scar, but it doesn't. Let's say you jump right into another situation and everything is good, blah 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 blah, things are working out, and then next thing you know, you start seeing the same signs, or the person start doing things to you that the other individual used to do. There you go, you're gonna go right back to thinking the way you was thinking, because sometimes most folks don't give themselves enough time to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to give yourself, whatever situation you're going through, you got to give yourself time to heal. You got to talk about it. You got to confront the issue face to face. And then, even though it's painful, most painful things only last temporary. If you deal with it, just know that's something that you're dealing with right now. That's eventually that you will get over. Instead of let it linger, or just let it be like a dark cloud over your head and not get rid of it, and then you're just walking around with that stuff, and it's not a good thing. So just try to like get to the bottom of things, take care of yourself, take care of your health, and then pretty much sure when you do that, that will allow you to make better future decisions. That will allow you to have a clear thinking, instead of like having to go back and forth, dealing with the same situation without getting any results.
Yeah, absolutely. So I found a clip online. It basically also ties into mental health. So mental health is not always what we think our trauma, what we're going through, but things like how we eat, our gut health. I know we covered that in a few episodes back. Your gut health really plays a role in your mood and sleep.
Right.
So this was off Litmus Heroes. It's called Dangers of Sleep Deprivation, Health and Safety.
You'll spend around 1/3 of your life sleeping, and yet most of us know very little about it. Like food and water, sleep is a biological necessity, a sort of fuel that the body needs to function properly. Our prehistoric ancestors would go to sleep when the sun went down and wake up at sunrise. The 9 to 10 hours of sleep they had each night allowed them to function at peak performance, so they could hunt, protect themselves, and survive. For thousands of years, this would be the human sleep routine until around 1880, when an event happened that revolutionized our sleeping habits forever: the invention of the electric light bulb. Ever since that moment, we've gradually reduced the amount of sleep we should be getting in order to stay fit, alert, and healthy. If you spent last night tossing and turning, you're not alone. In today's fast-paced world, more and more of us aren't getting enough sleep. If you do shift work unsociable hours, have young children, run a hectic social life, or are simply feeling ill with cold or flu, then you might only be getting 4 or 5 hours sleep each night. Nearly 50% less than you actually need. You might think, so what? I can get by on only a small amount of sleep and still feel fine. Or you might say to yourself, I can do without sleep because I can make it up another time. The problem with both of these statements is that an irregular sleeping pattern can have profound consequences on our health. The symptoms can range from the minor, such as reduced alertness, to serious health conditions like heart disease, and can even result in death. And all because we're simply not getting enough sleep. This course is designed to wake you up to the importance of sleep. So, before you nod off, let's get started.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. You just shook me right now.
Yeah, that's me every night. 5 to
Oh,
6 hours of
God.
sleep, and I'm like, I'm good.
Man,
But imagine if we were just living like the ways, like, for example, like in the winter when the sun goes down at 4.
mm-hmm.
We went to bed at 4. Woke up, 5. That's like 12 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
It's crazy. And
yeah. That
it really does play a mood. Like my mood is so different when I don't get any sleep.
You're
Like,
right. And this I fall victim to that too, because I definitely feel like I don't get enough sleep, and that's something that I continue to work on, and and so this is nothing but facts, man. I don't have nothing to say. Don't have nothing to say against whatever he's saying, because he hit the nail right in the head, because you do need your sleep, because when you sleep you function better, and you feel it too. You know
mhm.
what I mean? Take a nice little nap. Give yourself some time to recover. Right after that, you feel much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Feel refreshed. So the sleep is definitely important. Like I said, it's something that I'm working on myself to get more sleep, to learn to to not stress the night so much and
Mhm.
try to go to sleep, because sometimes it's not the sometimes you could be ready, like you're in the house, you just get caught up doing so much because you just so used to working, and then you come home, you're still working, because that's when you have the time to catch up on things, to fix things around the house, to cook dinner, to do whatever it is that you're doing. But because like sometimes work takes so much of your time, when you come home now you're just trying to play catch up, so you don't necessarily go to sleep at the right time, or around the time where you will get enough sleep as for a full 8 hours. So you're just trying to like sneak a little 5 6 hours here and there, and then, when you really need more than that. So you know I tip my hat to this to this video,
Yeah.
this clip.
It's
Is pretty accurate.
very important. Very important
Very.
for us. So, mental health is not just, it's not always deep. It's not always trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just the little things as sleep, eating right, staying healthy, that really those mood suppressors that plays a toll on your body.
Yes.
So, just something to think about as we are discussing, mental health. We just want to cover all areas that can play a part. Again, some of us may be fine. We think we're good, but little things like sleep, drinking water, exercising, they are all part of your overall well-being.
Yeah, and
So,
it's in
sacred.
like you saying, it could be affecting other parts that you can't see. When you
Hmm.
don't get enough sleep, you automatically think that, oh, I'm just gonna be sleepy, or I'm just not,
I'm gonna drink coffee.
yeah, I'm gonna drink
You
coffee to
know.
keep me up because I just want to stay alert. But when really it's really affecting a deeper end, a deeper part of your body, which is not a good thing. So this is a good reminder for me too.
Yeah.
Good thing, it's for a lot of us, that work, because I know it's not easy. It's
Hmm.
not easy. You got a lot of folks that's working 2 3 jobs. You have folks that have one job, but that's put it in a lot of hours. Folks that have their own business, that's just trying to make it. Especially these days, you have a lot of individuals that start in business. And then what happened when you start a new business? What happened when you work for yourself? When you work for yourself, you tend to work even more. You know what I mean? So a lot of those people probably affected by that, because you're trying hard to trying to make things happen for you. You probably come from a world where there was several people working for a company. Now that you start your own stuff, it's only you. It's only
Hmm.
you right for right now. So you have to feel like you have to do more. You got to do the work of probably 5 person. So you feel like you have to grind. So you probably have a lot of individuals like that that's going through that right now. That's not getting enough sleep. And then I understand. Trust me, I get it. But you still have to try to find a way, to nap. Try to nap if you can. Because even me, I'm not a big napper. If that's a word. I'm not an individual that nap like that. But sometimes the sofa called me. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
boom, the pillow just slapped me, smacked me. Bow.
Yeah. Let's
Go
let's
down, Frazier.
stop listening to those fake Instagram gurus talking about hustle hard and don't sleep. That's a lie.
Yeah,
You want to hustle, but you want to live life in moderation. And we manifest the soft life over here. We don't manifest grinding hard and team no sleep. I am not a part of that trend.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
pace
yeah.
myself. I stay with a calendar. I stay with a appointment. My phone's going on with alarms, but I also know that there's a time in the day where I shut off, and that's me time. I am
Yo,
team no sleep. Mm-mm.
yep. Because listen, we understand. We are all managers. We are all managers of our life and our surrounding. And time, sleep, and all that stuff fall right into place with you managing everything else within your life. So if you're managing life, you're managing your money, you're managing everything that you're doing, you also have to manage your sleep as well. Because,
Jesus slept.
of
Even Jesus
course,
slept.
and then that was the super manager.
Yeah. How many times the disciples woke Jesus up from his nap?
Yeah, he need to rest so he can think. So you need to manage that too. Manage sleep into your time. So you gotta try to find a way to balance those things out. So you need to rest. Of course, there's nothing wrong with you working six days a week, 7 days a week, whatever the case may be. You can do it, but just make sure that you take a couple hours within that day to catch up on your sleep. So just manage your sleep into your time.
Yep. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
Team no sleep. Not over here.
Yep.
Team, I am living the soft life and I'm getting everything done. How about that?
That's right. Point blank. Period.
And the end.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we just really wanted to shed some light on mental health. You know, this month is very important. It's not just a month, it's every day. And every day, just make a list of things that you do to show for yourself. It could be something small. It could be, taking 15 minutes to meditate, making your favorite meal, watching your favorite show. But make sure that every time you wake up, you're just doing that check. What am I doing for myself today? You know? And that's really gonna to help you to stay grounded, to stay motivated. I know it helps me. And hopefully that it can help you guys too as well. Whatever method you find, just find a way to be the best version of yourself every day.
Exercise.
Yes, exercise. That's something I'm new to, thanks to you. But it's really helped me center and focus my energy. Now I finally get what people say, how they feel when they exercise. And I just started doing Pilates and yoga, and let me tell you, I feel amazing. Like I could go run a marathon right now.
That's right.
So, yep. As as usual, if you guys have anything you want us to talk about, let us know. Leave us a comment, a message on Instagram, on our YouTube, Progress Mindset Podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace out.
Bye.